Women in Iran did not always have to struggle for women's rights or gender equality. In the early 1800s and 1900s, women in Iran were able to be proud of where they were from and had a lot more rights than they do today. However, once Mahmoud Ahmadinejad became president in 2005, the struggle for women in Iran became evident. But it was not until 2006 that people began to realize just how bad the situation was. It was in March of 2006, on International Women's Day, that the women of Iran came together and met at a local park in Tehran to celebrate the day. During this peaceful assembly, police officers showed up under the ruling of Mahmoud and began to beat the women. The fight for women's rights in Iran has been going on for more than a century now. The beatings that took place on International Women's Day in 2006 became globally known, and many countries argue that they violate human rights. In today's society in Iran, women are struggling for gender equality and women's rights. Many countries globally have formed organizations that argue that the way society in Iran operates according to the laws passed by the government of Iran violates basic human rights. Because Iranian society operates this way, women's lives in Iran are impacted by this greatly. There are so many implications and challenges that women in Iran face daily. For example, women are not allowed to drive or get university education. They also cannot hold public office. Under Iranian law, a woman is treated as half of a man. In court, the testimony of 2 women equals that of 1 man. A man's son inherits twice as much as his daughter. Compensation for the accidental death of a man is twice that for a woman. make up over half of the Iranian population, yet they make up a small percentage of the workforce. Women in Iran had previously been restricted to the private sphere, which includes the care of home and the children. They have been restricted from mobility and needed their husband's permission in order to obtain a job. Employers depict women as less reliable in the workforce as opposed to men. Women have consistently pushed boundaries of societal mores and were continually gaining more political and economic rights. In Iran, it is illegal to be a women's rights activist. If you are a woman in Iran fighting for your rights, you can be imprisoned and possibly killed. It became rule once Muhammad became president in 2005 that if you are imprisoned for being a women's rights activist, they also do not allow you to see anyone or have any visitors while being imprisoned. The belief was that this would help stop women from spreading the word about women's rights movements. However, there are global organizations that have been a great help to the women of Iran. One of the most successful campaigns was called the 1 Million Signatures, which Amnesty International helped the women of Iran get started. Together, they were able to get over 30,000 women to sign this petition. The campaign has received wide international recognition. With the help from a global community and organizations like Amnesty International, we can work to help change life for the women of Iran. Amnesty International specifically focuses on changing the laws to better benefit the women of Iran. Through the help of organizations like Amnesty, we can really make a change for these women who are unable to speak for themselves without receiving harsh punishment. It is time that the government of Iran change the way their society operates to better promote gender equality and provide basic human rights for both genders.